Hi everyone, this is Pierrick from Picaut Design. In this video we will be creating our little planet and make the ground loop with our walk animation. Let's get started. We will start by adding our camera. So the first thing I will do is to re-enable the overlay, press Ctrl Tab to exit pose mode, then press Shift A camera. I will more or less place my 3D view where I want and press Ctrl Alt 0. This will align the camera with my 3D view. If you press G and Z twice, you can zoom, unzoom or move the camera on its Z local axis, and so on with X and Y. Camera properties, I will increase the focal length to 16mm. This will zoom in a bit, so I will move back my camera a bit too. And in the viewport display option, I will increase the passepartout opacity so that I won't be seeing anything outside of the camera frame. Once I'm done, I will press Z and enter rendering mode. And then I will open the shader editor and switch to world editing so that we can rotate using the Z rotation axis our HDRI. The idea is to set a nice and clean lighting based on the HDRI we have set in the very beginning of this course. What I will do here is make the light comes from the top left corner of the picture, so that our character is walking forward to the light source. Now it's time to create our little ground shape, so I will go into 3D view, press Shift A and add a simple UV sphere, and I will rotate it on the Y-axis by 90 degrees. Still in object mode, I will right click on it and select Shade Smooth. Then I will press Ctrl 2, this will automatically set a subdivision modifier onto our sphere, and I will go into the render option and remove the simplify so that now we can see it subdivided. Then I will place it under the feet of our character. Once I'm done with this, I will create a new material for our planet. So this will be a very basic material. We will use the principal BSDF, set it to a light greenish color, and the important thing here is to keep the roughness very high. I will also drastically reduce the specularity value to 0.01 so that we don't get white highlights on the sphere. Then I want to create a few stones so that we have something on the ground that will give us the information that our character is walking forward. As I want to keep this process as simple as possible, I will be using icosphere. So I will add a new mesh, icosphere, and I will set its subdivision level to 1. This will output us a very basic geometry, very angular, and we will keep it as angular as possible. I will scale it and place it next to our character, and then in edit mode I will get rid of half of it. I will slightly modify its shape pretty randomly so that it looks like a stone, so you can do something pretty random in the end. From there we will calculate the length of our animation. I want to have 4 cycles of 24 frames, so 96 frames, and I will remove the latest one so that it corresponds to the very first and we have a proper cycle. I will then select my character amateur to access its animation, and instead of duplicating every keyframe, I will open the graph editor, make sure I have all the curves selected by pressing Alt H to unhide all everything, A to select everything, and Shift E make cycle. Now our animation will be looping on the whole timeline. Back into object mode, I will select the stone, then select our planet. I will press Ctrl P to parent them, and then we will start animating the planet. We can also set a viewport color to our planet material so that it's easier to identify. Then I will rotate my planet back so that the stone is out of frame. From there I will set a rotation keyframe to our planet, and then I will rotate it again toward our character until the stone disappears from the frame. This way the stone won't be into the screen frame whenever the animation starts and finish, so we won't have any stone glitch or glitching in the video. But now we need to fix the speed of our planet so that it does fit the walking speed of our character. With the planet selected, I will stop the animation whenever a stone is aligned with the foot of our character, and I will add a new keyframe. You can get rid of the Z and Y Euler rotation channel because we will be rotating the planet only on one axis. Then I will play the animation and stop it whenever our foot is leaving the ground. This will be our next ruler to place the stone. So I will duplicate the previous frame and I will offset it in the graph editor until I get a good alignment of the stone with the foot. These two keyframes will allow us then to set the correct rotation speed for our whole planet. Now what I will do is that I will get rid of the very first and very last keyframe we have created just to have a rough animation. And then I will select those two keyframes and press Shift E, linear interpolation. From there our planet will be rotating at the correct speed and will never stop rotating. From there we will simply duplicate our stone, scale it, rotate it and place it here and there onto the planet to add more detail to the walk cycle. Now we don't care if we see the stone at the very beginning of the framing or not, because we'll need this information. We need to see a lot of stone because this is the only thing that induces speed in our viewport. The trick then will be to find a way to make the stone position looping with the walk animation. And it won't be that complicated, you will see. Once I feel like I've placed enough stone in my viewport, I will select them in the outliner and press Ctrl J in the 3D viewport so that I will join them into a single mesh. Since we'll need to duplicate them all, adding only one mesh to deal with will make it easier, but you can keep them separated if you want. Now you all know the simple trick of a loop in animation is that the very last frame must be exactly the same as the very first. So what I will do is that I will go onto frame 96, I will press Shift D to duplicate my stone and I will unparent them and keep transform. That's very important so that they will stay in place. Now I will go back to frame 0 so that the stone we have duplicated, since they are not moving anymore, are at the same position as on frame 96. And I just need now to reparent them to the sphere. Make sure that you are parenting them to the planet on frame 0 because we need their position on frame 96 and frame 0 to be exactly the same. The only thing now is to play the animation loop, go back into edit mode and remove one of the stones that is appearing or popping into the screen. This is basically due to the length of the animation, the original position of the stone, etc. So if we had a perfect loop, meaning that our whole animation will be playing onto a 360 degree of the planet rotation, we wouldn't have any bug of this kind. But to fix it, you just have to compare the very first and very last frame and see which stone is appearing on the frame and not on the very last, and just remove it in edit mode. From there you know how to make the environment loop with your walk cycle, and in the next video we will finish compositing and building this environment. I'll see you into the next. In the meantime, please like and subscribe.